What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brian, the Casual Brian, with another Casual Podcast. The Casual Podcast is brought to you by the Casual Brand. If you don't know about the Casual Brand, we are a network of pages, themes, communities around certain subjects: music, MMA, production, traveling, food. We have tons of communities for you to join. So pick one, look us up: the Casual Brand, the Casual Jazzer, the Casual Grappler. Find one. I'm sure you can find one. We're primarily on Instagram, but we're spreading rapidly. My name is Brian Girley. I am the Casual Brian, and it is my pleasure to come to you live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. If you're not following or subscribed, be sure to make today the day that you actually follow and subscribe to the Casual Podcast, because this is the place to be. Only 2 more days left in the year, and we are going to get it in for each of those days. So, with that said, let's get to it. You see your boy in the corner, but we're going all the way live. We're going to stop the sharing. What's up, everybody? Feels good to be here. It feels good. Uh-oh. Forgot that I got that on. Feels good. That's a great song by Tony. And I love the if you watch Rick and Morty, there's an episode where they use that, and it's just amazing. It's a Purge spoof, and yeah, I might listen to that song right after this stream. Feels good. Yeah, man. So we're almost at the end. We're in the final stretch. And it's just amazing how every year at the end of the year, it's the same feeling. I mean, it's like we're so predictable, and we're so sentimental, and we're so emotional. Every year you get to the end of the year, and it's just like everyone's in their feelings, everyone's remembering, everyone's thinking about all the things they want to change. And that's not, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's just kind of like, let's just get to the first already. We already know what it is. People are going to feel sorry. People are going to make changes. We're going to think about all the people we've lost. What's depressing for me is when we get to the end of the year and they do the people that we've lost, remembering the fact that I forgot that we've lost those people. I was watching a 2021 wrap up last night. I believe it was last night. It could have been 2 nights ago, but I think it was last night. And man, I was looking at some of these people, and I remember when they passed, feeling like it was so important, so sad, so powerful, and only to realize I already forgot. And that's like the brutal truth of life, is no matter how important, Gary V talks about this. He wants people to mourn him for a month. Now I'm like, man, that's super ambitious. I mean, you got to really, really. I don't. Has anyone ever done it? You know, Michael Jackson, Kobe. I would say Kobe is the closest we've come to like some seriously more. I think we people mourn Kobe for the whole year, really. Um, and the funny thing is, it's not like in the moment as Kobe was alive, we realized how impactful he was. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he was great. He was a great basketball player. He was culture. He is culture, but you know, he wasn't a Tom Brady. He wasn't a LeBron James. He wasn't a Michael Jordan, but he was. He was so much more. I mean, we'll see. I dare say that the impact Kobe's death had will be far greater than Michael Jordan. Now, I think you have to also consider how he died and the fact that he died with his daughter. Those things contribute, and those things make people have more of a strong feeling. He was gone too soon, and he was just getting started. And so, yeah, so it's just amazing. I don't know if it's depressing. I just think it's a reality. Life goes on, and you're here, and you get the honor and the privilege of contributing, and but you don't have all you don't have forever. You get the time to make your impact, and you need to get in there and do it. I think it's a good thing. I don't know where I saw this. I don't know where I read this, where I heard this, but I heard I it's death gives life meaning. If we just kept living and living and living, then our lives wouldn't really mean anything. It would just be doing like a flow of water, a flow of air. But because we're here, and we're here for a set amount of time, it gives our life meaning. Although nobody wants to think about death. I know I sure don't. I have my times where I get really obsessed with death, and those are pretty dark times, as you can imagine. But yeah, anyway, so the year is ending and we're transitioning. For me, I'm thankful because in 2020, I was more focused on anger and being right and other people being wrong and that kind of thought process and just really giving in to being divisive. Politics were bad, social justice was bad, and then which is part of politics. Um, the whole corona, the response to the pandemic was just awful. So, but this year I found a way to transition from focusing on being divisive, being angry, being worrying about being right, to just focusing on being present and helping people get by and understanding that we're all dealing with trauma. This is a traumatic experience. The pandemic was a traumatic experience, and we're all dealing with it differently. I believe that most of us, I think I can say all of us, even if I don't understand it and I can't fully empathize or just have a sense of why, we're all dealing with it as best as we can. And some people that might be take every pill, take every shot, stay inside the house, bubble wrapper, and some people it might be to deny it, to just say it's not really that big of a deal. But we're all doing the same thing. We're all trying to get some sense of control over this uncontrollable sense, this uncontrollable feeling. But so I'm thankful that I was able to move from one place to another. And moving into 2022, I am focused on balance. This year was one of the best years of my life in a lot of ways. And there was nothing that I got this year that's been good that hasn't been difficult. It's just been very, very, very difficult. But every difficult thing has brought a lot of rewards. So I got married earlier this year, and anyone who's been married or anyone who's in any kind of a serious relationship knows that relationships are difficult, but they bring such rewards and such joy. It's just work. Um, I got my stripes. I got 4 stripes on my blue belt, which means I'm striped out, which means I should go to purple. That was hard, man. That was hard, and at the end, my body started actually breaking down. My knees started feeling messed up. Both of my elbows were jacked up, but it was worth it. I'm thankful. I love seeing my 4 stripes on my blue belt, and it's a funny thing because I really wanted my purple belt. I wanted that purple. That was what I wanted. But seeing those 4 stripes on my blue belt, it almost feels better because it means that I put in the work to master that level. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, if you got a purple belt, you've mastered the level of blue, but I don't know, it speaks to me more about the effort it takes to progress in jujitsu, and it could apply to anything, Like, for example, I found myself thinking about getting a lottery ticket. When I was younger, I used to only want to win the lottery. I was like, I want my millions. I want to get rich now. Now I don't feel that way. I want to move up. I want to move up the ladder. I want to understand each level of wealth. If you've never had $100,000, good luck with 1 million. Because I remember when I was younger and I got a scholarship and it was $1,000. And up until that point, I had never had $1,000 in my account. Obviously, my family has thousands of dollars, but but I had personally never had $1,000. And to me, that was an endless amount. I know it's laughable now, but to me, it was an endless amount. Can I tell you that money was gone uh, by the 3rd day of class? I bought a flute. I bought my college. I bought my college books, and I think I bought like a Omni book or something, and then it was over. And I had and 1,000 was gone, and I was like, "What happened? I had $1,000." And I think that it sounds funny, but if you are somebody who's never had a lot of money and you get $1 million, you're going to have the sense that that million is going to last you a lot longer than it actually will, especially if you're in the club making it rain. And I think that a lot of us have that mentality of making it rain as opposed to, okay, let me figure out how I can make this money work for me and keep working for me so that I'm in a position to where I never have to go back to where I was. Understanding how much taxes you have to pay off on that. There's just a lot to it. There's just a lot to money. And I personally feel they intentionally do not talk to us and teach us about money because they don't want us to know about money. And if we ever stumble and get our hands on some, they want us to lose it immediately. Because where does it go? It doesn't just disappear into the sky. It goes back to the people who do understand how money works. So while I would not turn down $1 million or multiple millions, I'm not like searching for millions. I want to keep moving up. My next goal is 250,000 in a year, mind you, but still 250,000, because that's going to be a bear. There's the taxes that come with that. There's just moving that money around, getting it into proper investments, understanding what I can and cannot do, understanding what that means for my business, understanding what that means for travel. I mean, because your boy's going to do some traveling. So I appreciate the stripes. And if you're in a situation where you want to kind of just jump, I'd say appreciate the stripes. Move your way up the ladder. Enjoy it and learn it. Be present. Everyone's there's a wonderful video. I think it's called The Meaning of Life. I'm going to look it up and then I'm going to post it in a couple of these comments, so like on Facebook and whatever. But it says that it talks about how we live our life with the carrot on the stick. In your elementary school, go to middle school, go to high school, go to college, maybe go to grad school, get out of grad school, get a job, move up the ladder, start the job, move all the way up to the top. And then you get to the end of your life and you're like, when does the life start? Where was my life? Well, you were living it the whole time. You just weren't paying attention, because it's not about a ladder. It's not about a race. You should just dance. That's the point of that story. And I like that. I try to dance by myself. And I do it because I feel stupid doing it. When I'm dancing, I feel stupid. I feel awkward. My body doesn't feel like the way I feel. And even if I see myself, the way I look doesn't look like the way I see people dancing, like Chris Brown or Michael Jackson or some person who's not offensive but can dance well. I don't know. Why are all dancers offensive? It's not my fault. Don't get mad at me. Those are the only references I can think of. What's the girl on TikTok? D'Amelio, whatever her name is, D'Amelio. Pick the dancer. I'm just saying, when you see those dancers, they're so smooth, they're so confident, and I don't feel like that. And that's why I do it every day. I do it every day. I dance and I feel ridiculous, but that's okay. That's the point, That's the reason why I've been able to move, I think, in life, is I'm not affected by looking stupid or feeling ridiculous or uncomfortable. When you're learning how to do something, you're going to feel uncomfortable. So the thing I'm pushing in for 2022 is living a balanced life, right? I'm trying to be positive this one. I was really heavy on the COVID rant yesterday. So I'm trying to balance out my streams. But balance is important. I think that we just don't put enough attention into balance. And one of the main areas where we struggle with balance is perspective. It's so easy to focus in on negative and let that paint the picture of everything. You have a person, for example, this is the perfect, and this is me. I'm speaking of my personal experience. This is not a random abstract. You have friends and family that you've known for years, and you have hundreds of positive experiences with these people. Great conversations, wonderful nights out, So many examples of them loving and caring for you. And then you have, let's say, a whole year of just not seeing eye to eye. That year becomes everything, but your perspective is out of balance. Why are you going to weigh 1 year against 10? That's not balanced. That's not balance. You know, I love jujitsu, but if jujitsu is all I care about, my life is out of balance. And so if I get an injury, now I'm devastated. Now I have nothing. I go to church. I'm plugged into my church. I have a great church, a great pastor, a lot of great people there. But if I spend all my time at church, what happens if something happens at church? I get into an argument with somebody. I have a falling out. Something crazy happens. I'm devastated. Balance. You have to live balanced. Don't put, people say don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't do it. It's not going to work. We're not designed to put all our eggs in one basket. It's just not a good plan. So I want to be focused. I want to be balanced. I want to be pursuing my dreams, but I also want to be present. I want to push myself to expand my business, but I don't want to live for my business. I don't want to wake up in the morning and be thinking about my business, and I don't want to go to sleep at night still working on. No, that's not how I want to live. I don't want to go to sleep at night thinking about jujitsu moves. I've been guilty of that. And it's easy to do. It's easy to do. It's there. It's everywhere. It's all around us. Jujitsu is all around us. And it's great. But I want to also take time in the morning to be more present and mindful, intentional, and thinking about what kind of life do I want to live. I don't want to wake up in the morning and be thinking about work or be thinking about money or be thinking about um, jujitsu. I want to wake up in the morning and I want to be grateful. I want to wake up in the morning and I want to think about the life that I'm living. How is the life that I'm living impacting people? Is it good? Am I making anyone's life better? Am I making anyone's life easier? What about the people closest to me? Darcel, my family, the people in my church, the people at my gym. Am I making their lives better? If I was gone, would they miss me? If nobody would miss you when you're gone, that's not a good thing. And I'm not saying you got to go out and give and do things, but I'm just saying you're where you are around the people that you are for a reason. It's not coincidence. It's not just happenstance. You're here to contribute. You're here to make someone's life better. And I want to think about that. How I am doing it, if I am, where I'm dropping the ball, what I could do better. I want to think about how people are making my lives better. My life better. My lives. I'm not a cat. I want to think about how people are contributing to my life so that when I see those people, when I think about those people, I'm seeing them through a lens of gratitude. I'm appreciating them. And that also means I'm looking at who's not really contributing to my life. I also want to tighten my circle up. It doesn't mean that I can't hang out with people who are not giving to me. It doesn't mean that I'm giving to people to get, but you need to make sure your life, again, is balanced. If everybody in your life is just taking from you, you're going to feel depleted. And you're not going to have anything left to give. You're going to get to a point where you're burnt out and you're just angry at the world and you're going to feel like nobody cares about you. And then you're not going to do any good for anybody. You need to have a mix of people. And it doesn't have to be these people give to me and these people get from me. It can be a balance. It could be a mix. Sometimes these people are giving to you and sometimes you're giving to them. You know, sometimes uh, these people listen to you talk and sometimes you listen to them talk. And maybe you have some friends that are good and they're really good at listening, but they don't really want to talk too much. That's fine. Then find somebody who wants to talk all the time and it's not really good at listening. And it's not a one-to-one thing. You know what you need. Maybe you're the type of person that doesn't need to talk that much. So then you don't need as much, You don't need as many friends that need to be good listeners. But balance, people. Balance, balance, balance. It's important. And I'm gonna be focusing on it. I'm going to be focusing on it. I will be focusing on it. Focusing on my speaking. Geez. So, some more lighter notes. Joe Rogan is apparently pushing Michelle Obama. Actually, before I do that, I've been requested to have a discussion about Selmer saxophones versus Yamaha. Now, I am a Selmer guy. I have a Selmer Mark 6 alto that is amazing, but needs to be fixed, needs to be worked on. So that's going to be happening in 2022. And it's long overdue for an overhaul. I don't even know. It's the grace of God that my saxophone can play at all. I mean, that poor thing is beat to, oh my gosh. I feel sorry just thinking about it. But Selmer is a great horn. I played almost all types of horns. And I definitely think for jazz, we're speaking about for jazz, Selmer is the best horn. It just has the best sound. Cowworths have the, if a Cowworth, I love the way that they sound, but it just doesn't have the range and the depth that Selmer has. It's just Selmer is so versatile. You can use it for classical, I think. I mean, it's not a classical horn, but you could use it for classical. Um, I think the Yamaha, I don't love the sound for jazz. I think it's a little thin. Um, but the intonation's good on both horns. The Yamaha Custom is a beast for classical. I mean, I used it for my All-State Jazz audition. That was the best decision I ever made. Killed it with the Yamaha Custom. Um, Dude, if you're gonna play classical, Yamaha Custom is a strong horn to consider. If you're gonna play jazz, I think no horn beats the Selmer Mark 6. I think the balance action is a strong contender, but no. But that's my opinion. That's my opinion. And I think it applies mostly to alto. I think when you get to tenor, the balance action becomes, you really have to consider it. It's very good, and a lot of the people that I respect play on them. So something to consider. I think Branford's playing on a Cowworth or a Yamaha Z. But everyone has a Mark 6 in their house. All the top saxophone players, they have at least one Mark 6. So moving on, back to Joe. And let me say this about Joe Rogan. I I'm just so frustrated with Joe because I like him so much. I think that he, to this day, has the best format for actual conversation. And he is very down the middle. But this is the problem. No matter how down the middle you are, you still lean, and if something is like so for me, I'm not passionate about climate change. I'm not a climate change denier. I'm not against climate change. Tell me what to do, tell me where to put it. I'm all for it. I'm your ally. But I'm not passionate about it. So if someone tells me something about climate change, I'm not going to be like, yeah. I'm just going to be okay. All right. Yeah. All these storms are a clear example that there's climate change. Okay. That sounds good to me. I'm not going to debate you. I don't, whatever. Just tell me where to put my stuff. And I'm going to put my stuff there. But when you come up to something that you're passionate about, then you're going to be passionate about it. So your lean is going to expose itself more. And Joe leans right, I believe, as liberal as he claims to be. But Joe, your boy Joe, is supporting Michelle Obama, and I agree with him. I think if Michelle Obama runs, she's going to beat Trump. She'll beat anybody. There's nobody that could beat Michelle Obama in a race. Not even Barack. Definitely not Barack. But I don't think she's going to run, and I don't think she's the answer. Now, what I would love to see, and this is just me, purely Brian, the media guy, silliness. I would love to see Trump v. Clinton 2. And it would be foolishness at its highest sense. But I would tune in. I would watch all the debates. I would watch the debates. I would live stream them. I would do whatever. But that's because I think that our current political system is a joke. So I don't take I don't take anything serious. It's just, you know, I don't know, do whatever. Do the Kardashians versus what's another family, for president? Kim Kardashian versus Kanye for president. I could care less. I think that the system is a joke, is tied up, is bogged down, is bloated, and nothing gets done. And it just blows my mind how they do nothing and they get nothing done, and we just keep rolling with it. You know, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm hopeful. I believe that better days are coming, but at the same time, I'm honest. And the reality is that they don't get anything done. And it doesn't even seem like they're trying to get anything done. Okay. And we're going to finish today with, as promised, live tweets, because the people demand live tweets. It's really live tweets reactions, but it's easier to just say live tweets. And again, I know I look crazy because I'm reading the tweets, so bear with me. Isaiah Thomas will sign with the Dallas Mavericks. Yeah, Mark Cuban, man, give it up for Mark Cuban. The guy gets it done. Isaiah Thomas is literally the perfect example of life, and life just giving you the business. I mean, this guy was a superstar, and then he just wasn't. And there was no real reason why. You know, life is cruel. Life can be cruel, I should say, like that. But it can be beautiful at the same time. And it's just it's not simply a matter of where your focus is, but you can see beauty all around. All right. Elon Musk made 36 billion in one day, but wants to brag about paying an $11 billion. I mean, it's kind of the point, right? You know what I mean? Like, Elon has $270 billion, right? I think that's what she's saying. He added $270 billion in wealth, and he's paying 11. Now, I don't know if you pay taxes. That's not the rate I'm getting. I don't know. I'm not great at math. 270, 11 out of 270. I don't think that's the rate I'm getting. Maybe it's the rate you're getting. If you're getting that rate, holla at your boy. Tell me how you're getting that rate, because I want that rate too. Come on, man. Don't brag. Yeah, anything, if you just say it out of context, sounds crazy. Oh, he's paying $11 billion. That's so much. The man made 36 in one day. How much do and if you don't believe me, check this out. Try to find out how much money Elon Musk made this year. Try. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying good luck. I did a good amount of research, and it wasn't easy. And then I'll just ask you. I'll let you figure out why that is. Name an anime antagonist who's better than Pain. I don't think there's many. I like Aizen. I think Aizen should be considered. Um, but no, this is facts. Does anyone not care about college sports right now? I mean, I'm a Bama fan, and I wanted to see it before, but now I just kind of feel like with Omicron and everybody getting sick, I don't care right now. It's just so meaningful or meaningless. But that's me. I'm from Orlando. I live in New York. I lived in Texas. I have no ties to any of these teams. So I'm sure that if you're from Bama, if you're from Georgia, if you're from Michigan, who hasn't been in the hunt for a minute, this matters. So I'm not trying to shade on you people. This one meme is enough to tell you guys Gintama's the GOAT. Best comedy, best drama, sword art fight, epic battle. It's all in Gintama. Excuse me. So let me tell you, I had to bail on Gintama. I didn't want to end my year in failure, and it was looking that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the year with Gintama, and it's just so slow, man. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm writing right now. I'm watching Blood Blockade, which is like some kind of lighter version of Dead Man Wonderland. First episode was rough, but all first episodes in anime are rough. You know what I mean? That's why people don't understand. Kids nowadays are so spoiled. They just get right to it now. No games. Some of the hottest men in anime. Okay, all right. Escanor? That's interesting. That's suspicious. Who put Escanor in there? It's interesting. LeBron James. People hate on LeBron James. I can't even go into it. That's a whole different stream. I need at least 15 minutes to talk about why people are hating on LeBron James. But they are hating on him. I love Jamel Hill. I love how she's shifted and become just this presence, this influence. She's so good. I've always been a huge fan of her. And I see my sister's getting ready to leave. So it might be time for me to end the stream. Yep, it's time. Thank you everybody who stopped by. Thank you everybody who supports the stream. If you haven't already subscribed, please be sure to subscribe. We really appreciate it. I appreciate it. I don't know why I said we. I'm not British and I'm not the king or queen of England. I appreciate everybody stopping by. And until tomorrow, have a great day. And remember, stay casual.